right, people of F.A.N. Nation, we are here in Fort Worth, Texas, Fort Worth Convention Center for day 4, actually. I take that back. It's the third day of the actual college Gridiron Showcase, and we're in the Convention Center continuing our player one-on-ones, kind of a little get-to-know-you, and I'm joined by Alexander Hollins of Eastern Illinois. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and I got to say, it was... kind of one of those things. We felt out the room, see who wanted to be interviewed, and then we were looking for kind of that, maybe that player that sort of stood out above the rest. You had a great day today. I want to say that. How you feel out there?
I felt great out there. The first day we was doing drills and one-on-ones and 7-on-7 and all those other things. I was just kind of like going through the motions, get the feel of things, and once I realized what I had to do and what they expected out of us, and then I just felt so comfortable. Just felt myself out there today.
You're a lot more quiet now than you were out there on the field. Is that like a character you play? Like you get into like kind of a mode where you're like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to be the best because I am the best kind of thing?
Yeah, so once I'm out there on the field, I'm going to be competitive. Hopefully the people I'm going against be competitive as well. I like to talk stuff with people, get them hype also. But outside of football, outside the 100 lines, I'm just a humble guy, real
Fair enough.
Back.
I can deal with that. So, wide receiver, you like being far out, slot? Where are you most comfortable at?
I like being in both, outside and in the slot, but I think if I was to go to the next league, they'll see me as a slot receiver, so I begin majority of my reps in the slot.
Okay. Well, what brought you to CGS?
Just the opportunity, just to showcase my talent and just to be able to show scouts what I'm capable of doing.
You feel like you've gotten that opportunity to do so?
Yes, most definitely.
What's been so they've had seminars for you guys every morning. They feed you and then house you, of course. Then you have the time where you're out there on the field doing your stuff, and then, of course, the NFL interviews. Mm-hmm. So which part's been your favorite? Which one not quite what you expected? Like, how would you grade the 3 phases of the showcase?
My favorite was probably interviewing with the NFL scout, interviewing with different scouts from different teams.
It gets real, right?
Yeah, you can. They kind of like got somewhat the same, but different things they expect out of the players they want to fit for their team. That make their team come in and get players to help them to win.
Who have you talked to so far? You want to name names?
I talked to a variety of teams. I talked to the Bears.
There you go.
The Jets, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Saints, the Redskins, the Chiefs, and probably like 2 or 3 more teams I can't name.
Well, good problems, right? You can't name the teams that have been interviewing you. You're like, well, man, there's like 32, and I've been interviewed by like 15. It's not big. I could see the Jets. I feel like the Jets have a need at that position. I could definitely see you wide receiver, especially in the slot for them. The Colts, they do well, but it's like it's Ty, and then who's next on that list. So for you wanting to go to this next level, do you want to be that guy that can make an immediate impact, or do you feel like there's still so much you can learn, obviously, going from one level to the next?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. There's always room to improve and get better. I feel like I can also get better and learn more things at the next level, just with, like, technique and stuff like that. And I just be a complete receiver. But I feel like I'd definitely be one of those guys that can come in and help the team right away.
What's one thing that you've wanted scouts to take away from either your performance or having the chance to chat with you one-on-one like this?
I just want to be able to sell my strengths to them and be able to let them know that I can come in right away and just help the team win or get them better.
You feel like you represented Eastern Illinois well?
Very well.
They'd be proud of you being out here at the CGS.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, tomorrow's the big scrimmage day. Of course, you guys have spent the last 2 working, grinding, and you guys have been in seminars talking finances, what scouts look for, the draft, and how it goes, and then you've had your interviews. So it all really comes down to tomorrow. Do you feel like there's anything left that you have to leave out on the field tomorrow, or have you done pretty well at making sure that it's all out there every day that you walk off the field?
That's one thing I do, like one of my DB coaches from Eastern Illinois, he told me, he's like, when you're out there in those lines, you just leave it all out there. You should have nothing left when you walk out that field. So I do that every day. leave it all out there. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Leave it all out there.
What's next for you as far as events? Is it just pro day, or do you have like a meeting with agents, scouts, anything like that coming up?
No, I have an agent, but I just be training in Indianapolis until my pro day.
All right, man. Well, hey, I certainly wish you the best of luck, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you guys. But like I said, you had a great day today. It made me laugh. It was entertaining. I hope to see that out there tomorrow for the scrimmage. So, hey, man, best of luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Alexander Hollins, Eastern Illinois. All right, next up at the interview table, we've got Justin Sumpter. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Enjoying myself.
Yeah, we got a request for you. So I imagine you've probably turned some heads out there. You feel like you've done well over the last couple of days?
Yes, sir. I feel like I've been doing pretty good. Just going out here and displaying what I can do in front of these scouts.
So Kennesaw product. How was your college career?
It was great. I'm a part of the first signing class at Kennesaw State. And so, just being a part of a foundation of a program, just going to war with those same guys that I came in with every day, just building that family camaraderie and stuff like that. It was just a great experience, been to the playoffs twice, just a true testament of the hard work that we put in there.
How'd you hear about CGS?
I actually got a call from Jose about it, telling me that I was invited here and everything. So
nice. There you
I
go.
actually, decided to come out here and take a chance on it.
So, I say this to every one of you guys because I believe it to be true that you guys are a special group of guys that believe that every opportunity that comes your way, you got to take it because, this is life after college ball. You don't know what team is going to call you for pro day or workout or whatever, and then draft day. God, that's when all bets are off. Anything can happen on draft day. Is that what does that do to you mentally, knowing that after this, it's like that's when this is the work that started, but now it's like where business is picked up.
It's just every opportunity you get, you have to take the advantage of it. No matter what kind of showcase it is. So. They said back in the past, it's been like 100+ scouts here. So it's like, I feel like it'll be a great opportunity for me to come out here and, showcase what I can do. Coming from a triple option background, a lot of question marks was, can I run other routes and things of that nature. So this gave me opportunity to go out in front of multiple scouts, show them that, come draft day, I'm one of the guys that you should really be considering for that factor.
Absolutely. Seminars in the morning, then you guys go out to the field, you put on the pads, and you hit each other, you catch the ball, whatever you do. And then, go to dinner, come back, and it's a waiting game. You're hoping that somebody comes in the room, finds you, and you're going to go and sit across from the table from an NFL scout and possibly have a conversation about your future, right? No pressure. What have you taken away from this experience?
Really a lot, just even more outside of football, just, being financially sound, just what to look for. Well, I have an agent now, but, what to look for in an agent, just getting your whole team around you to, making sure that they're working for you and stuff like that. I feel like that stuff was really beneficial, including the stuff on the field, just, knowing what the scouts think about you, what they're looking for in you and stuff of that nature, just based off the type of questions they ask you, just telling them, them telling you about the type of schemes they run, how you would fit into them, and just comparing and seeing if that really fits you and what you need to work on and things of that nature.
So I've gotten a chance to interact with a lot of scouts, talk to a lot of the agents, get to know them. Of course, some of the agents gave me requests for guys they wanted to hear talk in an environment like this. But, I think they've all been great guys so far. But it's funny because I look at it as you guys shopping around for an agent like somebody shopping around for a car, right? Yeah. You gotta, you don't want to be sold an agent. You want to pick out the agent that best suits your needs. Even if the price, it's negotiable, but let's get me taken care of and not just what you want to get off your hands. And I remember hearing a story, and I forget how much truth there is to it, but there was a guy that I know who had a friend that was in the draft, got drafted, but then didn't make the team because his agent forgot to submit the paperwork.
Hey.
That's got to be...
Yeah, I don't know how I would be able to handle that one.
Witness protection is where that guy should be, because if that's true, man, it's like, that one, that can happen, and then two, like, you did what? Yeah. Like, you had one job to do, man. Hit send. So I'm glad that you guys are getting some some education while you're here. I've heard that the financial seminar has been mind-blowing for you guys.
That's really an eye-opener because, you hear about all these people signing these big $1 million contracts, but then they go over here and they break it down about, all right, you got the taxes that go along with it, the paying off your agent, just the other little stuff you have to pay for, and now it's like the whole check is cut in half, so it's like you thought you had this much, but now it's like all the way down here, so it's like, dang, I might need to start working on budgeting now, so when I do get the opportunity, I'm not one of these, start part of the 80% that go broke and everything, so that's why I really feel like that was helpful.
I feel like best play for you guys, buy a really fancy RV. That way you can just take that with you, whichever team you go. You don't have to worry about housing. You just find a spot to park it, and you're living. You can spend money on anything else that you want because your house is taken care of.
Hey, you got a car and a house. What else you need?
There's some fancy RVs, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like there was the RV show that was here. And I went and I looked at a few, and I was like, that's in an RV. Like, so don't think twice on it. But
I'm gonna look into that.
Exactly, a smart move right there. Tomorrow's the scrimmage. And, of course, you're a position that gets a lot of looks. Does that add any pressure to you, being a wide receiver in something like this?
Not that much. Just, you have to come out here. You're going to have limited reps, so you have to just make every rep count. Even if the ball's not coming to you, you just have to make sure that you're showing them that if it did come to my side, what would have happened? Just making sure that you show them you can run great routes and, that you're a hustle-type player. So it's not that much pressure, but, you always have that in the back of your mind that, these few reps, you have to make the most of it.
Yeah, and it's a half day tomorrow for you guys. You guys are going to go there. You're going to have your reps, and then that's it. You guys are already checked out, packed up, and then you head home. So, life after college ball, what's that like for you right now? Like, what's next as far as making sure that you're ready for when there's pro day or when there's the combine, and that that this wasn't something that you used and it was a great experience, but then it's like nothing else went right, but making sure that this is just one of several things that helps your future be at that next level.
Well, I've been asking a bunch of scouts what I need to work on and things of that nature, so as soon as I leave here I go up to Nashville to train with Boost Performance. I'm going to take those things back that they said they're really looking on me and, like, improving and things of that nature, get with my trainer. The top two things is my routes and my 40. That's what all the scouts have been telling me. So just going to go in there and attack that every day, try and get the best out of it I can, so when it comes time to have to perform those, on my pro day, I blow their mind. So
now I know that they had a pretty busy schedule for you guys, coming in and doing the seminars in the morning, bright and early, and then going out to the field, and then the interviews. But when you leave tomorrow, assuming that there's not some life-changing event that happens tomorrow while you're out on the field in the scrimmage, but do you feel like this is something that served you well? Like it's not something that you could have passed up now that you've been through it?
No, I feel like this really helped me out. Most of the scouts, like I said, they would question if I could run other routes. So went out there and showed them I could run other routes. I actually got a couple of interviews with a bunch of scouts, telling me how well that, I look today and stuff of that nature. So I really feel like this benefited me a lot, I'm just really thankful for the opportunity that I was given to come here.
All right, man. Well, hey, I wish you the best of luck. Have a great scrimmage tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you on draft day.
All right, sounds good.
Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up to the interview table for these one-on-one sessions at the College Gridiron Showcase is Brady Oliveria. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So you're a special case. You are Canadian-born, but you went to school in America, so you are eligible for both, technically, the NFL draft, CFL draft. A nice little double dip there.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's exciting just knowing that, I'll be playing football somewhere next year. This one event is the last time I'll be putting on pads, so it definitely is exciting knowing that I will be continuing the game that I love.
All right. So being Canadian-born then, do you have a preference? Like, I assume you grew up watching CFL.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's big. It's pretty big in Canada. It's always on the TVs, games being replayed. So it's definitely a big thing up in Canada. But obviously, I'm here to chase my dream to go play in the National Football League. Did
you have a favorite NFL team? Did you watch any American football?
Yeah, I did. So I've been a big fan for probably the last 8 years, the Minnesota Vikings. And my favorite running back being Adrian Peterson. But I think almost Minnesota being my favorite team just because it's kind of close to Winnipeg. It's about 7-8 hour drive, so
I was going to say, most of you guys have a favorite American team that's closest to you, but there's only like 3 of them, really. I mean, you got Vancouver, that's Seattle, and you got in the middle, it's Green Bay, and maybe Minnesota. And that's all of them. Buffalo, it's right next door.
Yep.
For you, though, what was the journey here to CGS? I mean, long way from home, but you went to school in America. What school was that?
So I went to the University of North Dakota. I played my 4 years there. Played as a freshman right away, so that was exciting. And I was kind of in and out of there pretty fast. Graduated in 3.5 years, and now I was just extremely blessed to receive this invite and come down to CGS and be able to perform, showcase all my talents and skills in front of multiple scouts. So I'm just extremely blessed to be in this situation right now.
So are you running back by trade or running back by choice?
Running back by trade.
Yeah, there you go.
Trade and choice.
Trade and choice.
Yeah, both.
You like getting the rock.
Yeah, I love it.
So were you part of the end of the practice today where you're, goal line stand?
I was at that time, I started doing inside first, and then half the running backs were inside and the other halves were at Skelly. So I started inside first, and then I finished off with Skelly. And when I saw that going down, especially, me being, I weighed in at 229 the other day at weigh-ins.
Oh, wow.
My game being a physical game and running north and south, when I saw that happen, it being goal line.
You're like, I need to be
my
in there.
eyes are just so wide, being like, hey, let me get this rep, please. But, that was definitely an exciting time to finish off practice.
So if you were there, it would have been touchdown every time, right?
Oh, yeah.
100%
getting in there. 100% I'm getting in there.
I got to admit, you probably have the best hair in the game right now that I've seen so far. I mean, you wear it well.
Right?
And
the curls, they're nice. I
and
take
you
care of
got
my
the
hair.
beard. You got your lines going,
beard.
man. Yeah.
People always make fun of me because I take care of my hair. I love my hair. I like getting my eyebrows and everything, but I definitely get my hair cut about once every 2 weeks or maybe a little less than that. So I like to keep up with things.
Hey, there you go, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we got seminars.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to you guys a bit about finances, how to look out and secure your future, because a lot of you guys I've been hearing, it was you've heard it before, but at the same time, each one is kind of a different take on it. It's something that you can't hear too many times, and for a lot of you guys, the first time that you ever heard it, it was like mind blowing, eye opening, and then you have scout do's and don'ts, draft do's and don'ts. You go out there, you put on the pads, you run around doing the drills, doing the work, and then you come back and you wait for your name to be called for an interview. What's made you the most anxious while you're here?
Definitely those getting your name called. Yeah, definitely sitting in that room and waiting to get your name called to go to the scouting room. I think a lot of guys are anxious in there and just, hey, when's my name going to get called? So I think that's the one thing.
Who have you talked to so far?
I talked to Indianapolis. I talked to the New York Giants. I talked to L.A. Rams. I talked to the Dallas Cowboys. Who else did I talk to? Obviously, quite a few of the Canadian teams as well. So, I'm just extremely thankful to be here and get the opportunity to, show what I could do and have those interviews. So.
Now, all those teams you listed, I feel like if I remember roster offhand right, they've got set pretty good at running back. Do you feel like they try to make you fullback? Because sometimes you see that happen, a guy that runs north-south like yourself, Of
course, and, I always say, also with me being, the size I am, I can definitely maybe see that. But, whatever happens, wherever a team wants me to play, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get in the field. So, I'm willing to play anything.
Even if it means punter, like if you got to.
Hey, some people don't know. I come from a soccer background, so I played soccer my entire life.
Wow, so I literally just nailed something that you could actually.
Seriously, my dad being from Brazil, so it's kind of just in my blood to play soccer. So I didn't start playing football until I was about 13. But how it all started, my first football practice. A person came to my door and knocked on my door and told my parents if I could come and try football. My first practice, I was actually kicking for them, and that's how I started playing football. Then I ended up kicking for about 3 seasons, and then just started focusing on running back. But I think I still got it, though, if I wanted to kick. If I practiced a little bit, I think I still got it.
I love it. I throw out the most random thing I think that a running back might not be knowing how to do. Because I didn't say, kick returner, special teams, because that would have been right up there.
Sure.
Even DB could have been, but at punter, and you're just like, let me tell you.
I could do it.
God, it sounds like your whole family lineage and history is just colorful, too. I mean, your dad from Brazil, that is crazy.
Yeah, my dad from Brazil, and my brother's a professional MMA and boxer. My sister plays collegiate soccer at the collegiate level, so she's on a scholarship. And so it's just kind of all of us went our separate ways with our sports and kind of taking it to a high level.
So family get-togethers like Thanksgiving and Christmas must be just one long one-upsman throughout dinner. Just
This is what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing this. Yeah. We're extremely a tight family with my siblings, so we get along really well.
So tomorrow's the last day. You feel like you've left everything out there. Like, what's your biggest takeaway from how well you've performed, not only physically on the field, but also in everything else that you guys have done to prepare for what's next?
Yeah, I think when talking about the field first, me performing, I think I did a great job just showing that I'm not just a one-dimensional back. I do all three phases extremely well. And also I can run the football, and I felt like, in practices and what the scouts want to see, they want to see you catch the ball at the backfield, and also with today doing, blitz pickup, they want to see if you can block. I think those two things especially are extremely important if you want to make a team, and I think, I caught the ball extremely well these last 2 days, and I blocked really well today, so I think I showed what I was able to do in all three phases, and knowing that I could bring some value to a football team at the running back standpoint, but also on special teams. And then when talking about off the field, at this event at CGS and all the seminars that we did, I actually had a scout just ask me what was the biggest takeaways and stuff. And I think from this event, on or off the field, and for me personally, it's been all the seminars we've had and just all the educational talks. It's been very, very good just to know that, with all the finances and the marketing and the branding, it was just opened my eyes to a lot of things and a lot of questions that I have to once I leave here, and just to, broaden my team of whether that's getting a marketing team and a financial advisor. So definitely extremely educational at this event.
So you seem like a grinder. I think any team would be happy to have you, CFL, NFL. But as one of the only guys with a choice, I got to ask, real talk, where's your heart lie when it comes to, CFL, NFL?
NFL.
NFL?
NFL, that's where the money is, and I need to take care of my family.
But you can still get
don't
money.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, especially with me being Canadian and with this draft coming up, and even just being a Canadian, the money is, if you're a top performer, the money is what most people say, like, extremely comfortable to live off of. Definitely better than the average person, of course, but it's just not NFL money, man. And it's been my dream that I've been working at for years. So
I can respect that. I can, but
sure.
I tell you though, there's got to be something to be said about the guy that came from colorful background, born one country, school in another, had the option, went to Canada and won in front of his countrymen, in his country, family, friends alike. So,
yeah, of course.
Hey, regardless though, man, I wish you the best of luck. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Yeah, thank you.
All right, next up at the interview table for College Gridiron Showcase, it's the night before the last day, joined by Jody, Fortson. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. It's a blessing to be here.
You guys having fun out there?
Yeah, we're definitely having fun. Today we picked it up a notch, competed a little bit more, just a little bit more energy. It was fun.
Yeah, I think, seminars, interviews, just getting out there, hitting somebody, catching the ball. I mean, you've done really well. I've been really impressed with you, watching you out there. What college are you from?
Valdosta State.
I'm glad you said it, not me. I wouldn't be able to say it. But you've done really well. And I love watching you guys, play with DBs in the corners and try to get that ball. I mean, I'm just glad there hasn't been a fight that's broken out yet. But tomorrow's a big day. It's the scrimmage. You excited?
I'm absolutely excited. We put the work in the last 2 days just to get out there and put a show on tomorrow.
So, seminars, out on the field, interviews. Is there anything that when you were coming into this experience, maybe weren't too sure how it was going to go, that's really sort of been more than what you expected?
I would say definitely like the seminars, from speaking with Ezekiel Elliott's dad, Stacey Elliott.
I heard that went really well.
It went absolutely perfect. Just he ain't coming there with a script. He came in there and he just spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
I was definitely appreciative of that. And dealing with the KT tape guys over there, I used that all season, so it was just amazing to actually see all the products and just get a taste and use some of it. So I was definitely surprised by that.
Leading up to this event, I was doing weekly mini-series, 30-minute episodes to get us ready for CGS. I had different people on, and Jose threw me some of the sponsors, one of them being KT Tape. I know so much about athletic tape now that I could probably educate anybody out there about how it works. But that's great. You're getting benefit from it, not only from the guest speakers, but being out on the field, the seminars, and then of course the interviews, big thing, and then some of the partners and sponsors. So how do you feel you've done in the interviews with the NFL scouts?
I feel like I've done a great job. It's easy for me to tell my story, tell my background, where I'm from, and just kind of just explain, who I am as a person. People get to see me with the helmet and shoulder pads on, see me beating up on people, but they don't get to see me, outside of that. So I always enjoy telling my story.
Now, I know for me, when I go into an interview, I prep myself, and I don't try to prep for the questions they might ask me. I prep myself for what I want to say to them.
Right.
Like what I want to leave that lasting impression? Is there one thing I want to say, like a power statement to them? And sometimes I'll go in and I'm so anxious, I'm so excited that they do their questions. They're like, so anything for us? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I'm ready to get out. Is there anything that you were like, prepped, you were ready, and then you went in there and you got out and you're like, really? Like I forgot to say that one thing?
Nah, my entire mindset, when I go in there, I just calm, cool, and collective. I answer questions, I respond accordingly, and I just kind of make it known that I'm a faith-driven person. I wear active faith stuff, and I just allow God to guide my steps.
Absolutely, man. Amen to that. What's been the oddest question you've gotten, or have you gotten any odd questions?
I haven't gotten any odd questions. I've heard a lot of questions, a lot of questions within a couple of days being here, but no, I haven't received any of those.
What was the one thing coming into this that you wanted the scout to take away?
That he can move for his size. I'm not just 6'6", 230, and just some slow guy. That I can actually ball. Like I can move around. I can play slot. I can play outside at X. I can play tight end. I can do it all. And they definitely took that away from him this week, so I appreciate it for that.
Came in as a wide receiver.
Yes,
we see a lot of guys from the high school to the college and then the NFL level. They may make switches. Teams might draft you at one position but find you better suited for another. You mentioned tight end, and we've seen kind of a surgence of the tight end position, especially this last season. Is that something that you feel might be a better fit for you, or you prefer the wide receiver for one reason or another?
To be honest with you, I grew up playing wide receiver, but everybody wants to stand up on the outside, pointing at the line of scrimmage. I'm on the ball ref, but being at Valdosta State this last year, it kind of grown on me. It grew on me to play tight end and appreciate it. So it definitely is a experience. I love it. It was fun. But I'm definitely looking forward to do more of it. That's for sure.
What do you think about the Antonio Brown situation in Pittsburgh?
Antonio Brown, man. Call God. Call God. That's all I got to say on that. Call God. He going to lead the way.
Oh, man. Because it's something that you guys probably have to think about now.
Yeah.
Like in college, you're just sitting back, you're enjoying. You're watching other college teams play, you're watching the NFL, seeing what's going on. But now it's like this is life after college ball. And
right.
You guys are in there getting financial advice, how to invest your money, save your money, where your dollar means more in different cities and different teams. And so that's got to be do you see things differently now, even if it's just after these last few days?
Listen.
Loaded question, right?
We had this one meeting with this banker. I can't remember what her name was, but we were talking about buying cars and what we were going to do with our first check. And I'm thinking, I'm going to give me a Mercedes. Give me a nice little Mercedes. Then we got to doing the budgeting stuff, and I'm thinking like, hold on, time out. That Mercedes might have to wait. I might have to keep the little Chrysler that I got. But, the finance, you don't really take into account, I'm going to go to the NFL, make a bunch of money, do this, that, and the third, but you don't really pinpoint it down to what you actually have to do and what's actually being taken out and all the people you have to pay. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy my mom a car. I'm going to have to wait a little bit. But it's definitely, that was definitely the thing that stuck out the most.
So for you then, obviously you guys give me the same answer every time. Do you have a team that's a preference? I just want to get drafted, and that's fair. I'll spare you. But who'd you grow up watching,
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Wow. You don't hear that a lot. I'm not going to lie. I think I've heard people say, not here, but just throughout, any professional athlete, who you grew. I think I've heard Cleveland more than I've heard Buffalo.
Oh, wow. They tried us. They tried us.
Do you feel that you've left everything out on the field with each day and opportunity you've been given?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I do that every time. I never leave a stone unturned.
And how did you hear about CGS, and how do you feel, it's benefited you once you leave tomorrow?
I heard about CGS through my agent, Spencer Charles. He put me on with it, got me in touch with Jose, and we kind of went from there with that. But I've never been in front of this many scouts. and actually being able to run around and showcase what I'm able to do. So it's definitely been a blessing, and I'm so appreciative of it.
Yeah, because you guys, I feel like you're a special group, and I don't mean that because I'm doing media for CGS and I got to say stuff like that. I don't. But it's the fact that it's the first of a new year, right, and bowl season just wrapped up. You guys are probably still hurting from like the regular season, postseason maybe, and you guys know that there's a long time between bowl season and the championship, pro days, combine, and the draft. So this is one thing that you can add in that empty time.
Right. And
it's not like everything that you're used to. You guys are out there, you're doing drills, you're running routes for you, a receiver, and then you're going to have a scrimmage tomorrow, and then that's going to be it. Seminars are over, meetings with the scouts. You've had to put on your best face for 3 days. Now it's done.
Right.
So with this, do you feel like you're a guy who, you know, even if you don't feel you needed something like this, that it was something that you just couldn't pass up because you want to make sure that you have exhausted every resource you could?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I've never been the type to be like, oh, no, I don't need to do this because I'm this person. No, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So if that means I got to come out here and run around and catch the ball in front of whoever, I'm going to do that. So I feel like I did what I needed to do. And I'm, like I said before, I'm appreciative of it.
That's great to hear, man. Hey, best of luck.
Appreciate it, sir.
Really appreciate your time. Jody Fortson, take care, man. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.